What's up, everybody? It's Mr. Movie X Kicks, and this is going to be the review of one of my all-time favorite video games, The Last of Us 1. Coming up right after this. The Last of Us. Probably one of my most favorite, as I said, most favorite and iconic video games. I actually just recently replayed this game for the first time in a very long time last week. I actually had the original copy, the remastered version, but one of my friends took it and I couldn't get it back. And so I actually, for the first time, downloaded the game on PS4, and it actually only took like 30 minutes. It was like my first time actually downloading a video game off the PSN. So I thought that was dope. It was only $14, and it was, like I said, it was so fun to get back into this game, to see like the original of why we love this game so much and what made this game so different and so innovative, and why it has almost like a cult like following, coming up to the sequel, which is coming out in another month. But we'll get to that later after this. But the review of this is coming up right now. But the premise of the game is fairly simple. Happens in this game, and an outbreak basically causes a mutagen basically, which an infection, a virus, kind of causes this mutations in certain people, and basically the world just goes crazy, and it goes batshit crazy. Actually, the world as we know it actually ceases and comes to an end, and the infected begin eating one another and eating everyone. And the main antagonist of the story is Joel and Ellie. Joel actually takes a job to bring this small child by the name of Ellie to the Fireflies, even though he doesn't want to do it, and he's very hesitant, and basically doesn't want to do this particular job because he thinks it's basically beneath him and it doesn't lead to anything. But certain things happen with this child, is she's actually immune to the virus. So Ellie and Joel must now embark into a amazing array of cross country to get from Boston to Seattle in the midst of basically 3 to 4 months. And in this time, they're dealing with the quote unquote zombies. You have runners, which are basically quick little zombie runners, clickers, who are deadly, who mouths open up wide, and you can only basically shoot them or shiv them in the neck with a pick. And also bloaters, which are huge, extremely dangerous monsters that are just extremely powerful and will throw acid gas at you. I think the thing that a lot of people loved about this game was, not only are you dealing with these zombies, you're basically dealing with humans as well. And the thing I think a lot of people loved about this movie, loved about this game, is that the human side of it, the humans are almost as deadly as the zombies. You basically have these different factions and of basically killers, and everyone's out for themselves. They're looting people, they're killing people, they're raping people, and basically Ellie and Joel must basically fight through all these different elements to make it to Seattle, to hook up with the resistance of the Fireflies, to get her to them so she can basically so they can basically find a cure through her, since she's to be immune to this virus. And that's basically like a quick premise of the game. I mean, the game was over 8 years old, so there's nothing that I can really spoil for you, especially if you're a video game head. You've basically played this game, know everything ins and outs about this game. It's a beautiful game. Like, as I was basically playing this game over the weekend, I was just like, damn, I see why I love this game. It's such an interesting perspective of why this game is so dope, because you get that high tension. And I usually hate games that you have to creep around and be like, oh, you gotta be quiet, you got sneak up on people and kill them. But the thing I think that I like about this game is it takes you to that point where you don't have to, but it's smarter gameplay if you go about like being sneaky and creeping around. And sometimes you have to just let it out and just stop being quiet and you just start shooting everybody. But it's almost kind of like a scary, if I had to put a mix between this game, it's almost between like a Silent Hill meets Resident Evil, meets Lara Croft Tomb Raider, because you still have to do small little puzzles, and you still have to find your way around certain places through mazes, so you don't basically wake up these certain creatures, and basically Ellie, the small girl, helps you through these, you guys help each other through these puzzles and navigating through getting to cross country. And each like level to me is it just gets better and better and better, and as these two separate characters who basically are at odds with one another, basically kind of come together. The story kind of brings them together, even though she's a small child, she's only 12 or 13, and he's a grown man at 40, 50, and basically, he basically, that's like his another version of his daughter who he lost, obviously, and he kind of takes her under a wing, and he kind of could have just left her and could just went back, but he kind of ends up kind of falling in love with this little girl, and kind of he's like, I need to see this through and make sure you get to Seattle. And then once they get there, they go through a whole big ordeal of basically her having to die to in order to basically develop a cure. And as we know, Joel doesn't let that happen, and he ends up rescuing her and killing everyone in order to keep her alive. So like I just thought like this game was just brilliant. Like there's no adjectives I can use besides marvelous. And the thing that sucks about this game is that part 2 is actually coming out June 19th, and it has been pushed back twice. And now recently, one of the developers actually released all the footage and plot storyline and ending. From my understanding, I kind of heard a couple rumblings about what the ending, and I haven't, I'm not gonna really say because a lot of people are really disappointed. I'm not 100% sure why. I'm kind of trying to stay away from it because I've been waiting for this game to come out for like 8 years, and I heard a little bit about it, but I'm kind of like, I'm hoping that's not true. But they're saying a lot of people are disappointed. But at the same time, I blame the developers for their lifestyle that they've been doing at Naughty Dog. They've had all these years to come up with this game, and this game is supposed to come out in February. If this game came out in February when it was originally supposed to be slated, none of the leaks or anything like that would have been out. We would have had this game, and we would have been disappointed for ourselves. Now that they've leaked this footage, now everyone's kind of upset about it. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure what I've been reading is accurate. I really don't want to divulge into the spoilers of the last game because I really don't want to ruin it because I've been waiting for this game, like I said, for a while. But at the same time, Neil Druckmann, who is the director creator of the first one and this one, I think he has himself to blame because if you'd have came out with this game, like I said, back in February, no leaks ever would have came out. Like this game would have been done. And I know the coronavirus, a lot of us weren't, anticipating this. But like I said, if it was supposed to come out in February, that was before all this hit. We would have been playing this game right now. And so I don't know, but a lot of people are upset about part 2. And they're saying like the ending is leaked and the plots and everything. And a lot of people are really, really just like they're not going to buy the game. So I am not going to really read too much into that. I'm trying to stay away from all the details as possible. I looked at some videos, but they gave me kind of like the gist of some things, but they were saying they weren't 100% sure. So I'm not trying to read too heavy into it. But at the same time, I just want to talk about the first Last of Us. I think like this game was just immaculate. It did exceptionally well. It's actually considered like one of PS3's best-selling games and one of the most iconic video games of all time. And so that's why I kind of just hope that part 2 isn't a big of a letdown as everyone's kind of leading up and saying it is. Like I hope these rumors and stuff aren't true, that the game ends and however it ends and the leaks are out. So like I said, we've got a couple more weeks until the game comes out. So I'm going to try to hold off on spoiling it for me and basically read it for myself. Like, the graphics in the game look crazy. Like I said, I've been waiting for this game for a large amount of years, so I don't want to really ruin it for me. But either way, Sony and Last of Us and Naughty Dog, they're taking a big hit. because, like I said, the leaks are out. But like I said, a lot of them are to blame themselves. They came out with this game originally slated when they said they were going to do, and didn't keep pushing it back. Whoever leaked it, all the info, they probably wouldn't have leaked it. And all in all, I just want to say how in love with this game I was, and especially after replaying it again over the weekend. I just thought it was just probably, like I said, one of the best games I've played. It just kind of really got me hyped for part 2 coming up, and then I didn't know when part 2 was coming out because they kept it on hold, and then right after I finished it, they said part 2 is coming out June 19th, which is a week after my birthday. So, and then the next day they had all the spoilers. So, I would say to anyone, if you want part 2, if you're interested in part 2, then just kind of try to avoid the spoilers. I know it's going to be hard, but just try not to read into them too much. Like I said, I'm just kind of you'll see the videos and people say spoilers, just go past them on YouTube. So, but as always, guys, I just wanted to show her a little bit of a review for you today. Like, I love this game, Last of Us. It was just such a fun and thrilling game, and it took me back, like I said, almost to 2013 when this game came out, and basically I played it for like the whole weekend. So drop me some comments, let me know what's your favorite part of Last of Us. To me, my favorite part, I think, is the town with Billy, when you have to go, the little crazy guy, when he's blowing up all the zombies, have all his booby traps, and you have to get the batteries to start up to get so if they can get in the car to drive to Seattle. I think that was like my favorite board and mission. It was just such fun. But like I said, drop me some comments, guys. Let me know what you thought about The Last of Us. Do you think the hype is real on this game? And tell me, what was your favorite part of the first part, Last of Us? Tell me what was your mission, or favorite character, or favorite board. As always, guys, Mr. Movie X takes us out, and I'll holler at you guys later.